In this video, we'll take a look at just some of the newest updates to NotebookLM. So in the past, with NotebookLM, if you wanted to use a spreadsheet, a Google Sheet, or a CSV file that in your notebook to be able to analyze it, you would have to then first download it as a PDF, then upload it to NotebookLM for you to analyze that spreadsheet. Now that's no longer the case. If you come to Add Sources, come to Google Drive, and if you find a spreadsheet like right here, now you're able to insert it. In the past, you weren't able to do that. You have to download first as a PDF. Now it's able to handle your spreadsheet, and then you can do all the things you can put the chat and the studio for that spreadsheet. Now, additionally, with the audio overview, there's quite a few new updates recently since our initial training back in August of 2025. You can now, besides just this generic deep dive, you can then determine how long or short you want to be. The deep dive usually is somewhere between 8 to 12 minutes in general. But now when you click short, your general ones are now, general deep dives now around 5-6 minutes maybe, or you can make them longer. So this is a new one to help with the length of it. Now you have the brief, which is now just one voice in about roughly 2 minutes. And two other new styles here. One where your podcast will be sound like a critique of your sources, and the other one is a debate based off of your sources. And just like you've had in the past, you're able to choose the output language, and you can use this prompt box here to kind of guide the conversation of what you want to focus on during the conversation. So those are awesome. A lot of new updates here for the audio overview. For the video overview, we now have, besides just the explainer video, we have now a brief, which is about a 2-minute quick overview video, just kind of like the podcast, but now with the video. But now you have a ton of different customizations for the style of your video. So you can choose all these different ones here. Or you can do custom, which allows you to then describe the style that you would like it to be. So in this case here, a children's storybook illustration, if you wanted to be funny and be in the style of The Simpsons, something like that. Could be something that you could make your the visuals be stylized by. And again, just like with the podcast, you're able to click in here and focus the conversation based on a prompt. Now with the reports, like in the past, you had the briefing doc, the study guide, and the blog post. But now you have these 4 new ones down here. And these are all based on whatever your sources are. So it'll suggest different kinds of documents you can create. We have a topical overview, explanatory notes, policy brief, executive summary. These are all things here that are based off of what the sources are. This will change from notebook to notebook, or which sources you have checkmarked in that notebook. You have the flashcards here, which is relatively new. Again, you can determine to make a fewer number of cards, standard, or you want a lot, then easy, medium, or hard as far as the level of difficulty. And then again, you have a prompt box here to really focus what the content of the flashcards will be. Think of like a kind of a version of Quizlet, if you're familiar with that. Now, lastly, here we have the quiz. And again, very similar to the flashcards. Again, number of questions, level of difficulty, and a prompt box to, in order for you to focus what the questions are. Let's take a quick look at what the quiz looks like. Again, this is not something you can export to a Google form yet. That could be something that comes soon. But it's something for you to practice on your own. You send this to kids, they can practice on their own. This is not something that you can necessarily grade them on. This is what it looks like here. Again, multiple choice, and then you can click there, get your answer, go next. And if you get it wrong or right, whatever the answer is, you can hit explain, and then it explains the answer here in the chat. So you might find that useful as well. And come back to Studio. The flashcards look something like this. And click here to flip over the flashcard. And if you notice there where the term is, if you hit explain, it will then explain that based off of your sources, similar to the functionality you saw with the quiz. So quick look here. This is what the explainer video looks like. Again, I chose a specific style for this.
Sorry, no teenage presidents. And third, you need to have lived in the US for at least 14 years.
Again, it shows a specific. I think it shows the whiteboard style for that, so you're able to really focus that. And then, of course, this can be downloaded just like you could with the podcasts. Last thing I'll show you real quick. Again, we went over the brief podcast, which is a relatively new one here. Again, roughly 2 minutes or so in that territory. It's just one voice when I hit play.
This is the brief on Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution. So what is Article 2? Think of it like the ultimate job description for the
Okay, we won't play the whole thing, but that's what it sounds like. It'll be that voice talking for, in this case, a minute 42. So these are some of the latest updates you have with Notebook LM. If you have any questions on these features and how you might use them as a teacher or with students, feel free to reach out at any time.